Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. It is July 27, 2019. 27 is all about the Ace of Wands, which was upright today. So a lot of passion, new inspiration, sexuality, creativity. And the day adds up to the 46-1, which is the Six of Cups, the children in the garden. So we have a 1 and a 9. So that's, major rebirth. Wrapping up the end of the cycle and going into the new charged beginning of the masculine energy. The Six of Cups is reversed today, so it's very much about the retrogrades and having the past return to you, so old friends may come back, but also about if old friends aren't coming back, it's you going back to old memories that were difficult for you or dealing with difficult children. So this, it may differ for different people, but it may also be up to you. Are you going to choose the positive or the negative? So think about that. The Six of Cups reversed and the Ace of Wands upright. So by the way, for the read today, all of the aces were upright except for the Ace of Pentacles, which was okay today. I mean, that's great that the three aces were upright. So the wands, the cups, and the sword were all upright swords. I did do pulled 12 cards for the different signs this morning, just to give you an idea. The cards that came out for each sign weren't necessarily the most positive of signs, but the underlying energies, the headers for each group, were really positive. So the Ten of Cups was heading the fire signs, which was upright, which is emotional fulfillment. The earth signs have the Hermit reverse, which is coming out of isolation, okay, with all the knowledge that you've gained. For the air signs, the Ace of Cups was upright at the top of the line. And then for the water signs, the King of Cups was upright. So how beautiful is that? You have the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Hermit, and the Ten of Cups, and the Hermit's coming out. Okay, so it's the wise man now coming out to share their wisdom. For Aries, you had the Seven of Swords. It was upright, so there's some sneakiness going on. Some illegal things can also be attributed to that card, but also for this deck, it's more about feeling shame and guilt and kind of leaving a situation with not much or having got caught. But it is upright, the Seven of Swords, so that risky energy is there for sure for Aries. Taurus had Five of Wands reversed, which is ending the battling, the competition, right? It's over. Gemini has the Two of Swords, which was upright, so being in your knowing or pretending not to know, it's up to you. Cancer was the Hangman, and Hangman is upright today, or in other words, hanging. So seeing the other perspectives, being wise, and just hanging back when it's not time to go ahead. That's Cancer. For Leo, you have the Six of Swords, trying to find peace, a place where there's calm waters, okay, more calm emotions, trying to get to a more peaceful place. For Virgo, it was the Moon upright, so definitely some illumination in the dark, but be careful because that night the energy is shadowy, so you may not have all of the facts. Then we have Libra is the Judgment card, and Judgment was upright, I believe, or was it? Actually, it might have been reversed. Yeah, Judgment's actually reversed. So for Libra, it's about, again, deliberating, not making this decision, or having made a bad decision or a poor judgment, and deliberation is usually that poor judgment, because as long as you stay at the Y in the road, you're going to be stuck. It's about choosing the path. It doesn't matter which one. It's just about the motion and going with the flow, like when you get stuck in traffic. It's not about, which way to go. It's just choosing one. If you get stuck again, then you choose again, all right, to get yourself out of there. If you don't choose right the first time, then you still have an opportunity to get back on path. It's about not getting stuck and just staying still, paralyzed in fear, because we don't want to be in fear. Scorpio had Eight of Cups, which was reversed. So it's actually processing through the emotions, feeling into the pain, as opposed to walking away from a lot of emotions. Then we have Sagittarius has the 5 of Cups. So there's definitely grieving, sadness, loss, regret, guilt, and shame for Sagittarius. And that may be connected to Aries as well, I'm feeling. The Queen of Cups was underneath the first 4 cards that I pulled off at the top, so that was also upright. So I'm telling you, the emotion cards topping it off were major, but everybody else is kind of processing through things, even though the underlying energy is amazing. Capricorn was in their sign as the devil, upright, so they're definitely in their power today, Capricorn. Aquarius was the 8 of Wands, which I believe was upright. I'll have to double check that one. Where was the 8 of Wands? Where are you? I'm not seeing it right this moment. 8 of Wands. Oh yes, there it is. It is upright. So that's expressing your feelings. A lot of communication back and forth, or just quick movement. So it can be travel, communications, but it's very physical in nature. You know, the arrows of love and passionate exchange could be heated and, you know, negative as well. The Pisces had the Knight of Pentacles, which was reversed. So it could be someone who's being stubborn, they could just being still or not working today, maybe not feeling up to it. Okay, just not working or refusing to work, refusing to move, not going forward at the moment, or just being still, choosing to be still, choosing to not work, which is all good. Okay, the 4 after the card reads that I was pulled for the 12 signs was the Wheel of Fortune, which was reversed for Libra today. The King of Wands, all the kings were upright today. The 7 of Wands was also upright, and then the Tower, which was reversed. So that's like the aftermath. PTSD was coming up again today as well. So at 9:52 this morning, I was getting Heart and Soul again. And I cut the deck, the Seer and Starseed deck at 9:49, 9:50. So again, very positive energies in the underlying energies, 49 being the 9 of Cups card and the 50 being the 10 of Cups card. Now today, the 9 of Cups was reversed, but the 10 of Cups was upright. The 10 of Pentacles was upright, as well as the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Wands, however, was reversed, so there could definitely be confessions and dropping of the burdens here. But there was a lot of sneaky energy and a lot of devilish energy around here. But it wasn't, well, we're going to get into the read now. So, let's see. And it was cool when I went to bed last night. It was 12:44, and my mail was at 14411 at 12:44. The masculine read today was done at 10:10. The major arcana, or the shadow, and the transition cards, which is in the traditional deck, the death card and the devil card. The devil was upright today. The death card was reversed. There were 2 wands, 2 cups, 3 swords, and 2 cups. So pretty well distributed, actually. A little bit too much swords, but pretty balanced. The Knight of Pentacles came up, which is not a court card, but I use it as such a lot of the time. It is the sovereign. It can be a teen or, you know, young person. It can be anyone, really. But it's about your independence, you know, and having it all together. It's about the ultimate single life. The Knight of Wands was the only court card in the main part of the read, but we also had the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles beneath the first card, and then the Page of Wands came up after the read. The numbers in the code line were all about the happy ending. We had, 5, 9, and then 14 on the code line, which is the Temperance card, being patient and balanced, moderate, and the Angels, as well as the 5 and the 9, 5 of the Hierophant, 9 of the Hermit. 77 also came up, which is that sovereign, that 9 of Pentacles, 10-10, the high vibration. The sequence 7, 8, 9, 10, begin again, came up. 45 is the 5 of Cups, which definitely came up upright, and grief today, not letting go of the third baton to get to the 4th leg of the race, right? Not seeing the good in front of you and just clinging to the old or the bad. 11 came up, which is Justice. 44, the 4 of Cups, the grounding, integrating, and mastering. 57 also came up, the 3 of Swords, but it is reversed today, which is healing and forgiving. The number 710 came up, as well as 47, the 7 of Cups, and 78, the 10 of Pentacles, which was upright today. 89 and 910 also came up. So the message here and the coding here, a couple different things came up. So the Ma came up again. So the mother of the masculine has been a theme this week. Alternating currents, air conditioning, right? So she may be going back and forth. She may be having hot flashes one minute and cold as ice the next. I was getting Ma's air conditioning sucks, so somebody might be having trouble with their air conditioning, or Ma's alternating currents, which also could be electricity in their house. That could suck as well, or just her own emotional alternating currents. All right, and also sagging was coming up as well. To the nth degree, 5 off also, and the sovereign with high vibration, or the divine feminine. Also the Jesus energy of the human angels, or that the feminine, thank God that the feminine, the masculine may be saying, thank God the feminine is actually human, you know, and they're connected to me to help me through this. I was getting the cherry on top and the icing on the cake, right? The happy ending. I was getting AES came up, which is actually a corporation. It won the 6th Edison Award, and just the headings that pulled up. Electrical power company it is. Acute encephalitis syndrome. All right, so if you're having mental issues, especially associated with liver disease, but it could be, you know, old people, anyone who's having encephalitis. Alkaline earth silicate came up. Atomic emission spectroscopy. Auto enforcement system, auger electron spectroscopy, Orgric inspection station, automated export system as well as electronic systems, Asian something service. I can't read what I wrote. Also, the AES is a single by skepticism. Also, an electric rail car used in Chile. Advertisement, entertainment system, audio engineering society. And also ICP-AES came up, inductively coupled plasma atomic emission spectroscopy. So spectroscopy was big here, as well as engineering, came up a couple times. AES 10, or MADI, is multi-channel audio digital interface. So also music and sound interfaces were coming up here. And Ma's air conditioned, it's like Ma air conditioned or conditioned the divine masculine to be like Bob Saget to the nth degree. The Hierophant, the Taurus, the change or the freedom, the triangle, also of being off-grid, the artificial intelligence was coming up, all right? Like being a robot, because it could come up like, you know, the perfect father, and humans aren't perfect. You can't live up to that. Also with IA was coming up, Iowa, and so Iowa was maybe significant for someone, as well as IAES, International Atlantic Economic Society, as well as the conference for that society in Miami, Florida, the 17th to the 20th of October 2019. It happened to be the 88th conference. So for some, again, that was the International Atlantic Economic Society. It was just a header that I put in IAES. Also, Institute of Advanced Engineering and Science came up, as well as educating children with disabilities. Okay, so getting into the read, the devil is upright. The Queen of Wands with the moon on the devil card, upright. Okay, now I'm definitely getting some energy in the underlying energy. They're upright. The Queen of Wands is upright in both of them, but I wasn't necessarily getting upright energy from them because she's with one of the magicians there, which I'm not getting. The magician was upright there. The magician's in a couple different places, but that one magician is not friendly energy. But I'll get into that in a minute. So anyway, the devil upright, the Queen of Wands with the moon. So that could be her getting illumination, but her also expressing those devil energies. It could just also represent a Queen of Wands who's the Capricorn or has Cancer in her chart. But behind there, and I'm going to point that out for you, the underlying cards right there, this is the King of Swords, or the King of Orbs, Master of Orbs. This is the Ace of Wands, which is upright. He's upright too. And the Queen of Pentacles here, that was reversed. underneath the Devil card, okay? And here's that Queen of Wands. So there's a couple different scenarios for sure there, okay? The Queen of Pentacles may have tripped up, but is breaking patterns, taking off the mask and offering love to all to be more real. Or the Dark is orchestrating, or synchronicities are coming out. The Shadow without option, or the synchronicities are just really standing out without option for the masculine. You know, he has no choice what synchronicities are in his face all the time. Or there may be no options or choice of path, but to express his passions or arrows of love. The King of Swords with a new passion for the Queen of Pentacles reversed. They're devilish or Capricorn, offering love to drop the facade, or offering love to the Queen of Wands Cancer energy, or was a mistake to offer love to the Queen of Wands Devil, or make up with the Queen of Wands Devil before, if they went back to them at the full moon, or it was a mistake to have removed the mask with her and been real, so that might have set her off. So he might have already told her the truth and realizing that might have not been the right thing. So also that could be the third energy between the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Even though she's reversed, it can represent both the masculine and the karmic and the feminine at the same time. It can represent the feminine being ungrounded, or it can represent the feminine losing money. But for the karmic, it's going to represent a slightly different energy, but it can be just ungrounded as well, or losing money. So it can be this devil energy. It could just be a Capricorn person. It doesn't have to be both. Not all Capricorns are the devil, just like any sign. You can't say the Lover's card is Gemini. It's to the Gemini energy, because many people are lovers, not just the Gemini, but it's just Gemini represents that energy. So it could be offering love to the Queen of Wands Cancer to drop the facade, or it was a mistake to offer that love at the full moon recently, or remove the mask. Unsatisfied, manifesting full exposure or happiness, and then I was getting happy days, right? That could be artificial happiness. The Fawns, who can't say they're wrong. Olive oil, black and white, salt and pepper go well together, but pits are more important. It's what's on the inside that counts. That's important. So pits were coming up. All the gray areas. The Hanged Man in limbo, seeing new perspective from within instead of always just looking outside of himself. I turn the page, it's 11 o'clock. 11 is the Justice, and then we have double zeros of source support. Getting green, foot in the door. But right ankle is roped and tied as the leprechaun got caught in the noose. Trapped in the woods. Booby trap, netting, caught in a web of deception and lies. Experimenting with food, apricot kernels, peach pits, kale and olives, ebony and ivory, or cantaloupe or stuffed food platters, and lotus, and where the antelope roam. And then antidote was coming up, anti and dote. So someone may be learning not to dote on someone. Cumin and spices for yellow coloring of materials, finding solutions or fluidity in order to solve problems, or has trouble being still long enough to meditate, so he tied himself to a log or a tree or a pillar until information came through organically from within. Experimentation, toggle up or seeing what it's like to be blind, covering eyes to make their way around, sleeping on back with one leg bent out to side, seeing connection from the inside out. Viking princess may be bummed you're not receiving her messages, only the divine feminine, but Viking had you hooked in, roped and tied. But sweet freedom whispered in his ear, you're a butterfly, and butterflies are free to fly. Fly away, bye-bye. And then I was getting, seeing a pyramid with a big circle below, so a pyramid of 3 circles, and then a bigger one below, and I was getting Mr. Bill. Oh So Mr. Bill was coming up. My big head weighed me down, while Olive Head took over, pretending to be in the middle of black and white, or in other words, neutral, but was actually just standing between two pillars for a power trip, to be seen and heard, all ego, no worth, aligning with the dark and the light to play them against each other so she would win, either way. Gray is not the same as aligning with the light, but having compassion. You don't have to be a perfect human to be pure of heart, free to roam, or the country, or the city of Rome. Sovereign hangs out with Greeks too, and chicks and peas. It's all green to me. The pole vaulter up in the air, and tuning forks to ride on another's coattails, riding the wave, surfing the tide, and a net to catfish just the right Pisces fish. By no happenstance, no luck of the draw, you feel you always got the short end of the stick, so switched lanes to jump on another's train, the luxury train. But big head got heavy, too heavy to hold on your heavenly body. The gravy train dreams of stardom and reaching fame, using a little head to get there, right? Not the big one that just fell. So now we're seeing the lowercase I with a dot below it and above it. So it's showing us the chakra system with the third eye, but also the sexual energy below. But once the juice is all used up or gets old, you're stuck in space with nowhere to go. Tin Man in the tin can, where the antidote are free to roam, but it's all Greek to me. And Pythagoras emasculates and triangulates to expand squares through youth, power, and wisdom, the ultimate square. The brainiac, the nerd, the ones who actually make it into NASA and space. Socrates and the Hippocratic Oaths. It's 11:37 as I turn the page. So Justice and the King of Cups, who's upright today, as I say, Socrates and Hippocrates. Hippocratic Oath. By the healing gods of confidentiality and non-maleficence. As early as 275 AD, some of the pieces of the Hippocratic Oath were being developed. Pure and holy, no abuse or neglect, no assisted deaths or abortions. My mentor is to be like my parents and my partner, to support and share with me, like my family, like my own brother. Do no harm and be open to heal all. The chakra system, an electrical impulse system connected by spark, glimmer, hope, inspiration, idea, sexual energy. The milk of life, the quantum leap. In one door and out another. Over here, over there. Oh, look behind you in the creek. There's a creep, a spy, private eye, remote view. Privacy, ladies and gentlemen, is an illusion. If you make each choice as if in front of the world, you'd never feel the need to keep a secret. One unity with liberty and justice for all. Unrequited love came up for the masculine, but below that was passion. Injustice hides along with the judge. Offering love is free for everyone. The bulls can't find the red flag if it's held above their heads. They're very stiff kind of guys, you know. Don't poke them if you don't want them to charge. Keep the credit cards away from them if they have no control. Out of sight, out of mind. Live by example if you want them to fall in line. Expose the harsh truth about that good life you've been living, as well as your own wounded warrior victim mentality. Talk to a friend, someone to tell your troubles to who won't judge you for prior actions, has faith in you, and is not shady behind your back. Choose friends carefully. You only need a few really good ones. Always ready to hear your story, but also keep you in check. That doesn't tell you what you want to hear and calls you on your shit, but not in a judgy way to make them feel better about themselves. Lay it out on the table. Nothing hidden, no pockets or sleeves for the illusionist. And cut the bulls free. You don't need their crap anyway. Don't be embarrassed to get help. Rehab showing a willingness to change. Let go of sticking it to another, getting revenge. It doesn't help anybody in the end, except injuries, death, more secrets, and eating you alive, or jail time. Leave the double takes behind. Health came up for the masculine, which is number 71, which is that Three of Pentacles, which was reversed today, which can be not getting along at work, a third party through work. It can be leaving work, or just people not playing nice together. So the environment came up underneath health, and so a green environment and 44, mastering, grounding, and integrating, is an important support system to health, as well as healthy workplace. The magician, the illusionist, shows one hand anyway, while drinking fire water infused with dry iciness. Always calm and patient, the magician he is. Under control. A performer, unless you transform from within. So turn the page, it was 1205, the hangman, and the 5 of the Hierophant. Okay, so the hangman is the one who hangs to be wise, to see another perspective in the situation. The Hierophant can represent God. It can also represent the establishment, all that is traditional, and societal norms. It can also be religion. It can be a religious leader. It can be a Taurus as well. But going within, and when you transform from within, that is the real magic here. The engine's pumping, locomotives, or loco, going loco, and then the motives of others. Choo-choo, railroaded, derailed by Proud Mary, Bloody Marys, gotcha, getting you drunk to get pregnant, or some other kind of manipulation. We don't see the magician, the manipulator, the grand master of ceremony as the woman, the mother of the boy who also gave him those 2 feathers in his cap. Manifestation and patience. On the gravy train, with the Page of Swords always up to something, sneaky, but sadness in his eyes, and 3 plumes in purple cap. Mama's boy, the greasy wheel. No woman is ever good enough for him. He's all mine, 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 mine. Ah, ha, 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 ha. The madam who keeps the boys under control. Go have sex with those whores, but always come back to mama. I'm the only one who can make you happy. You don't need love. That's not real anyway. Haven't I always cared for you, provided all that you need? I am your world, so do as I say, and I'll get you connections. The magician and the assistant is mother and son. Can also be father and son, but I was definitely getting the point of it being the mother and son. That she owns him, slave owner and slave, or sex slave. Has sex to earn her more money. The greasy wheel, squeaky clean engine. He is the front man with the perfect smile, and she is the puppet master from behind, slapping him on the butt. Good boy, now go fetch mom a drink. The jester, the candy striper, flat feet and sharp toenails. Ew. Her arm candy, her man candy, her sex toy, her playboy, her substitute man, a robot, a cleaner, a houseboy, the little engine that could and did everything because she said so. The greasy wheel. Poor Jupiter placement, but out of Cancer now, thank God. 69, mother and child, Cancer, and child, ew. The child grows up and leaves the home. It's about time, and we're now in Leo. Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, little Libra had not a chance, and that was at 12:21. The little drummer boy, the Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Pisces, we're all coming up here, are in power, but we're now also during the retrogrades. The devil on wheels pretends not to see. The illusionist, unrequited love. The wounded warrior, always the victim to get men to feel sorry for her. Okay, and that can be the mother or the karmic can be just like the mother, or it could be the karmic and her mother. Okay, so health came up, which is 71. 71 is the 3 of Pentacles. Again, that workplace comes up. The hypochondriac at work, and Munchausen syndrome. So Munchausen's was coming up again, as well as being a hypochondriac. But they were guiding me to break down the Munchausen, Munch, house, in. So, and Munchausen can definitely be through poisoning, okay? So be careful about that. So the syndrome is coming up again, and it's so strange that that syndrome has come up multiple times this year. Someone who hurts themselves or others by proxy in order to get more attention, people to feel sorry for them. So Capricorn upright and Libra reverse were coming up here, using sexual energy, and that can be the masculine for sure, using their sexual energy toward their dream come true. Or are they giving that energy to an Aquarius around them? Recently for the masculine, and this was at 1225, and I was also getting 12.5 there, the Knight of Wands presently frustrated, uninspired, as the devil waves at the wounded warrior who's a bit on guard about them. Child's play between kids on the playground, or in other words, the bully. Before I go forward, I'm going to tell you the court cards and the signs. The Emperor and the Empress were upright today. All of the kings were upright. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups were upright today. The other two reversed. And actually exactly the same for the Knights. The Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups were upright. The other two reversed. All the pages were reversed. All the aces were upright except for the Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords... the Page of Swords was upright just in the underlying energy, but the rest of the read, the Page of Swords was reversed. So of the signs, when I say upright and reversed, it means there's two different people of that sign, or one person showing both negative and positive attributes of that sign. So the ones that were both upright and reversed were Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. Now, Pisces was mainly upright, but the Page of Cups was reversed. That was the only reversed part for Pisces. Of the ones that were just reversed, Libra was only reversed, and Scorpio was only reversed. Of the ones that were only upright are Gemini and Aries. They were the only ones that were all upright. Okay? So the bully and child's play was coming up between the masculine and the karmic as two kids, right? One bullying the other, and can be the mother and the masculine as well as it can be the father and the masculine, and can have to do with the karmic as well, and they're being bullied. You know, because negative people come from pain and hurt, right? So we turn the page. And by the way, I went to visit my mom in the Alzheimer's facility today. So it was a nice trip today. I went with my sister, I met her there. And we also stopped by my uncle's house. He's getting up there, but he's very independent. He's in his 90s, and he's still doing his thing. So we just went by there to make sure everything was okay, and he was. So it was a good day for that, for, you know, visiting the elderly or helping others. The foundation here for the read was all about risk, right? You have that Seven of Swords card, or Seven of Orbs in this deck, right in front of you. You see that. And the clarifying cards were upright on there, but there was definitely some underhanded stuff, sneaky stuff. You know, it's like saying you have all those perfect cards on the front of the Seven of Orbs, and yet it's the liar, cheater, thief card. But it's also about just taking risk, inherent risk, and passing on downloads. So there's a bunch of different scenarios there too. So the risk, the passing downloads, stashing away as fast as they can. The Seal, Divine Feminine, the Magician with DNA, and Sovereign putting stuff in the Divine Feminine's head to store, or putting illegal stuff under the Divine Feminine's name to set her up potentially. So that could be a karmic plan. And this is not to put anyone into fear, so don't get yourself all triggered or in a huff that way. Just keep your energy high, right? Because remember, everything that comes into your sphere is the energy that you put out. So if you keep your high energy in a loving intent, then that's what you're going to draw into your sphere. But there's definitely some really negative energy about the karmics and revenge, like coming off as positive, but not, and actually planning different revenges on how to get back. And that one way is definitely using other people's information. So any karmics who are part of the Divine Masculine's business, you know, stealing numbers from people's records at work, you know, to create fake IDs and things like that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's out there, okay? So the truth, it only gets better when we bring light to the dark stuff. So the sovereign putting stuff, whoever this is, the sovereign can be, it came up multiple times today. You know, normally this is a very positive single person, but it can be a teenager, it can be the masculine's independence, it can be anyone's independence, it can be the divine feminine as well, in her sovereignty. So it can represent more than one person in this read as well, because it came up multiple times, all in the same area. But definitely could be trying to, you know, stash stuff away. And this could be the masculine and or the karmic energy around him. But there definitely could be some illegal activities trying to set up the feminine so the karmic can get them out of the way, taking a big risk to divert something. Someone's karmic could be stealing and stashing to blame it on the divine feminine, like creating anything, you know, it could be anything, you know, when they have your personal, if people are fine with stealing your information, you know, they can do anything they want. They can pretend that's them and then make you look like, you know, the worst person in the world, okay? So, so if the divine feminine ever saw the masculine in a professional way, then that's something that the karmics may be plotting. The karmic just stealing personal information from business files to create anything false, okay? And it doesn't have to be just about the divine feminine. She could, the karmics, some of them, and this obviously isn't for everyone, but some of the divine, or some of the karmics may have jealousy issues in general, not just the divine feminine, so they may be jealous of anyone the masculine sees at work and may actually store records to make sure she can bribe people or, you know, or do vengeful things to any of the women who have, you know, dealt with her masculine. So it's definitely getting that for some. That's obviously not most people. Or catfishing was coming up on dating services using other women's faces, you know, and you could pretend you were a whore and put somebody else's face on there, okay? So anything, you know, that someone's willing to do illegally. My daughter actually had, when she was in junior high school, her own friend used her profile to create a false identity for her. And it's an awful thing for one kid to do that to another. You know, they work things out, but, you know, that happens. Don't believe what you're told, divine masculines. Go to the source, to people who you know are honest. The karmics beg, borrow, and steal to keep you under their thumb. The magician and daughter could be a mother-daughter team or 3 generations of women who hate men. But mother may have passed or gone into a facility recently, and there's obviously multiple scenarios that can happen there with the 3 generation of women. Also centrally, the 4 of Swords, resting and meditating or keeping quiet to implement a plan, with lover to hold on loosely and save. Third-party heartbreak, now healing and forgiving. The challenge for the masculine being the sovereign, which could be several different people, but one of them can be who he perceives as the enemy hiding behind the Queen of Swords, speaking her truth, or hiding and grounding, integrating, ignoring offers of love. The Hermit coming out suddenly to the King of Wands, blowing covers, or massive uncoverings or stings and rings are exposed at this time. The divine masculine with major epiphanies about what's been going on, healing negative attention or failures the Queen of Swords speaks out about. Healing the High Priestess in different emotions, in difficult emotions about the Hierophant or a divorce going on. Confessional present to the Queen of Cups with gossip and overindulgences, or she's just the third party, the divine feminine, about lovers' rejection, or that she is spoiled or shy or vengeful, and that's the Page of Cups reversed. That's not the Queen of Cups, but it could potentially relate to her in certain situations. Getting some interesting dynamics here, though. So now crowning for the masculine is the 10 of Cups upright. The Queen of Cups stays loving and neutral to diffuse attacks, verbal attacks. The sovereign doing things around the house. One of the karmics or her daughters may align with the divine feminine, while the Empress, ringleader, and Queen of Wands stage verbal attacks or online attacks, overindulge in negative energy, 3 generations of females joining in to attack the divine feminine verbally. But like I said, the divine masculine's daughter is coming up like the divine feminine, so she may be a twin as well, or just angelic, very high vibrational. And she may be a prisoner of it because she can't side with the feminine in her own home. One of the kids is aligned with the light, but afraid to come out due to mother and grandmother's attacks on the divine feminines, and they are shy. Or the divine masculines are seeing the divine feminines become a powerful family of women standing in their power even when imprisoned. So I turn the page at 635. 6 is the lovers, 35 is the wounded warrior, the 9 of wands. The 9 of pentacles sovereign, or a teen or a 20-year-old, and the empress are up to no good. All upright, pretending they are a perfect family, while risky business is going on right under his nose while he rests. The challenge is that the 9 of pentacles, or his own independence, or feeling like a failure, wanting to stay under the radar yet support the divine feminine, keeping a low profile, impatient in recovery with extended family or legacy, or just recovering family money, or can't wait to be a part of a well-off family again in the aftermath of divorce, separations, spiritual calling, and Sagittarius daughter perhaps, or karmic confesses wrongdoing, or grieving loss, guilt, regret, impatience to move and find peace and be present with the Queen of Cups, third party. This could be the teenager who aligns with the feminine may actually look forward to hanging out with them and just being in peace. The third party out seeing other perspectives of how to be happy with self and get their wish of lover's affection without being shy or rejected or jealous or immature. So there could be a daughter of a karmic who is like the divine feminine, so she gets the divine feminine and may even want to reach out to them, but they're afraid and they may be shy as well. And this can happen often, like one of your children is more aligned with the masculine and the divine feminine, and another child may be more like the karmic. So soon for the masculine is the transition card reversed. So the death card's reversed. Resisting change due to negative self-talk, so going back in the energetic loops, sometimes we dip back down, especially during retrogrades, to then get propelled back up again when it goes direct. So it's just reviewing. So it could go into a little negative self-talk again, or near-death experience, dark night of the soul, and knowing, in his own knowing, and seeing himself sitting next to the high priestess as the feminine, like side by side in their knowing, or is that the Viking princess, cross my heart and hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, so someone doing voodoo, which some of the karmics definitely have been exposed to. Being still and patient, quietly in faith, magnetizing the gold coin when the time is right. The divine masculine finding peace in the third party, or gossip. He's finding peace in those things, right? He's finding out how to stay neutral or detached, and not feed into that. Also maybe finding peace in no social life for a change. Grounding and integrating healing, resting, quiet time in the 5D, and prayer. The divine masculine doesn't need to know more. He's using his intuition. He is not walking away, but focusing on going into the pain as opposed to trying to avoid it. The King of Pentacles is taking what's his, or getting mad and thinking of all the time spent working while the King of Pentacles took or stole his work, money, tools, or ideas. Deception came up, as well as it is safe to love. Yes, this is your soulmate, and trust, which is all about having faith. While the divine masculine is resting, a sovereign is collecting downloads and ideas to save for later. The magician and his assistant, or the divine feminine, the stash for the magician and the karmic, or feels like the divine feminine takes his ideas, just like the feminine feels the masculine may take their ideas because they realize, they share the same body. So some of the ideas get passed between them. That's normal because they are one person. Risky passing between the divine masculine and divine feminine to give thoughts to make, so the masculine may feel it's risky passing thoughts between them in order to take the feminine's thoughts to make his family happy. So he's taking her energy and her ideas to make his own family happy. Or the karmic may be plotting to steal from the divine feminine to stash money and third energy by taking from divine masculine, or divine masculine saving for when he's independent, The challenge is getting there, and he may just be staying to align and get out, or actually just stealing from himself. If he steals from the feminine, he's stealing from himself. Around him, the battle's over with exposure and or kids just being happy in the sun, or now that we're in Leo, confessing and dropping burdens of shyness, rejection, emotional immaturity. And that was at 7:17. So 7:17 is the Chariot and the Star. The Star was upright in this energy today. And the Chariot was reversed. All right, so the Master needs to clear blocks all about the Divine Feminine's heart not being open to you. That the Empress is weak or needs courage or is unstable or moving homes, or maybe he may be worried she's going to move before he gets there, or unable to move due to weakness or body issues. Happy ending comes up for the Masculine, and even more so was music, financial discipline, and new beginnings. And again, the underlying energy was health. And all the colors from the numerology cards came up as oranges and pinks, and then yellow as well. So before I finish off for you guys, I'm going to show you around the board, and then we'll finish this up. All right, so we have the underlying energy here is that Devil card, the Shadow, with the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, upright, and then the Queen or the Sage of Pentacles is beneath the Devil there. Okay, and then the Queen of Wands on top there with the Moon. Or that could be confirming the false light as well. The recent past is that Knight of Wands. Okay, so it could be two different people there. So you have someone who's feeling frustrated at present, and the Devil's coming back to wave, and he's being a little guarded about that. Okay, and that can definitely be the Karmic coming back, trying to get in again for sex, and he is now on guard. Okay, and you see here that energy there. So she may be upright, but I was not getting friendly energy there. We have the Magician, who's kind of creepy there, as well as the Temperance card, but it's not your usual angelic Temperance card. It's a fire swallower there. Okay, and then we have the Page of Swords there, who looks like he's up to no good, because I know, because that was the expression on my son's face when I knew he was up to something. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune there reversed. Okay, so there's your greasy wheel, but I was just getting the 3 generations too. Do you see the 9 of Pentacles here, and then the Empress here, and then her? It's like the 3 generations, you know, which could be up to something, because we have that 3 of Cups between them. It could be lots of gossip, you know, could be overindulgences, can be the third party, you know. And then we have the Queen of Cups there too, which can actually be the Divine Feminine with all of those 3 around her attacking her. Okay, so we have the central energy, or excuse me, the foundation there is that 7 of Orbs. Can't see it all. You have the balloon there, and then they're passing on downloads. Okay, and then these 3 cards clarifying. We have the center energy is that 4 of Swords, or 4 of Orbs. The challenge again is that 9 of Crystals, or the Sovereign, and then crowning here is that 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Chalices in this deck. As we bridge over here to the near future, we have that transition card, which is the Death card. And you can see where they're going through the portal there, but the Death card was reversed energy today, the transition. And then we have the Masculine, how he sees himself, which was that 8 of Cups, which was reversed. And then all of the Romance Angel cards, you see there's unrequited love there for the Masculine, and that definitely relates to what he's experiencing now. But also you see there's deception there, okay? And he needs to trust more and not go into his negative self-talk, okay? So around him is that 5 of Wands, but that was reversed, so the battle over. And then the blocks he needs to clear is that 7 of Pentacles, which also can be the Divine Feminine's heart, but it was reversed today, so him may be fearing that she won't let him in. Then we have that happy ending, and you see all the orange and pink and yellow cards. And then the end here is that 10 of Swords, which is upright, the Masked Boy, which was also reversed, the Page of Wands. And then the 4 of Pentacles, which I also see as the Divine Masculine's heart, is upright and is warm and secure. And we have the Truth above that too, the Ace of Swords, or Orbs. Then the rest of the clarifiers up here as we get to the Knight of Wands again, and then the sidebar cards there. Okay? All right, so the rest of the, let's see here. All right, so you get a good look at the rest of the cards. All right, so there's painful endings. Back pain, betrayal, message or surgery, negative message about near death or clinging to life, or just no news, negative self-talk, a mouthy kid, or clingy or trash mouth, immature communication, saying mean things to get back or be weak. All pages were reversed today, so there can be a lot of immaturity out there. Masked boy with burning desire, very frustrated, offering new love, possibly for an opportunity to be happy. So the Ten of Cups can represent the sham fam, but it also can represent the Divine Feminine's family that he may want to make an offer to because he wants to be that too. The Divine Masculine's heart, the Batcave, warm as truth is out, triumphing over his own lies. In the aftermath of staying quiet about the Queen of Swords reversed, silencing, sentenced to death, living and dying by the sword, but blocked to his rightful freedom, to receiving of love, leap of faith. In the quiet, there is truth, but chaos, inability to go forward in untruths of the Queen of Swords reversed, while purging the stress out of you, frees your soul and spirit. Stand up for yourself. Injustice hides behind pain. An inability to work or function, disability, actually inspires passion again. Third party through work, not getting along at work due to stubbornness, which then blocks movement. Any stubbornness, frustration, you're just blocking your natural flow. The universe already knows what you want, so get out of your own way. Refusing to help or receive help causes imbalance at work, and then you must go elsewhere. That's just not resonating with others. So maybe time to leave. A time for work, a time for play, a time for rest, a time to pray. Disconnect to heal and forgive. A bad idea, deliberating a breakup or spiritual disconnect with an Emperor and the King of Swords, the King of Cups processing emotions, and then is sharing with others, which is great. He's upright. The Queen of Pentacles reversed has the past returning, so just like for me, my daughter's going to be coming back for a visit. That energy could be coming in, but it also can be to complete family happiness, or it can be she's ungrounded and all about the money right now, especially if she's feeling like she's losing money. Also difficult kids and negative memories come up, but pretending to have the perfect family. Or the Devil or Queen of Wands, that web of the King of Swords, sexual energy, along with the Queen of Pentacles or Divine Feminine, or as opposed to the Devil, could just be a Capricorn, but this Devil, Queen of Wands, or Capricorn energy rushing in to wave hello. I'm definitely getting it as the Karmic trying to come back another time. The Queen of Wands keeps returning for more of the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine third energy, trying to siphon it off. It's not even about the masculine she wants. She just wants his money, time, energy, whatever it is, or the third energy. Trying to get him to offer her some sex, but he is on guard. Someone's being used. Funneling third energy, time, money, downloads, ideas, intellectual property, or the Divine Masculine trying to keep it away from her. It's risky keeping quiet around family or staying downstairs while they're upstairs. Processing feelings of dark night and feeling like dying. PTSD from the Divine Feminine not letting him in. Pain, betrayal, and that can be in the 5D. The pain, betrayal, back pain. Painful endings, wanting to give back love to the Divine Family, perhaps, to find love and happiness now that his heart is warm and in its own truth. Okay? So I'm going to pull up couple extra cards. So definitely was, the masculines are definitely struggling a bit here, trying to stand in their truth and not let people take advantage of them. But there's definitely some negative female karmic energies around them today. Trying to do their old stuff. Take a deep breath, you guys. It's July 7th. Excuse me. What is today? It's July 27, 2019. July 27, 2019. For everyone watching and the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? All right. 54 is that Page of Swords. about that immature communication. We had all 4 pages reversed today, which is immature everything, immature emotions, immature communications, immature passions, feeling sexually frustrated, as well as the Page of Pentacles, right? Who could be an opportunist, okay? 5501, the Truth and the Magician. And that's kind of a contradiction, isn't it? Because the Magician's an illusionist. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, there's an imbalance here. Whether it's of time, money, energy, it doesn't always have to be about money. Pentacles are about money or anything in a practical nature. But then we have the home, okay? So it's an imbalance at home. Oh, it was very interesting. On my drive up to my mom's today, on the highway, there was a whole bunch of tree stuff that got stuck on the line that went across the street. And it literally was starting to make this wreath across the top. It was very cool. So it's like the homes, the bridge is being bridged, it's starting to, the masculine's starting to come across. The Chariot's reversed like it was in the read, all right? So this can be just being stuck, things broken down, chaos, right? So you have to have the chaos, you have to fall to the bottom before you can get up again. So this is everything breaking down. So things that are unbalanced in the home, and breaking apart, so things that need to be fixed around the house, and that can be for the masculine or the feminine. And then we have the, I wanted to see if there's another card, but fine, I felt like it was stuck. But then we have the 5 of Swords guy, which can be the enemy, the jerk, but remember, this is just at war with yourself, because there's no war without unless it's in you already. But also can be you just standing adamantly in your truth, and people walk away if they don't resonate with you. You don't have to use those swords, just let them know you have them, okay? But there's no love here, right? That's what's missing from this card. When feeling stuck, you can get it, what happens when your car breaks down, then you get all frustrated and you can throw a temper tantrum and be on guard and want to take down others, right? Especially when they say they can't do what you want them to do. Instead, always keeping your heart open and then just walking away if anything gets heated, okay? So then we have the 6 of Swords with the Ace of Swords now reversed. It was upright in the read. And this is finding peace in a lie, or this just could be division or split. So finding peace away from this split situation. So it could be a divorce or duplicity, all right? But finding a way to get around it. And remember, division is a way of life because cells split. That's what we're supposed to do. It's human nature. So finding peace and cutting through the crap. And then we have the Sovereign, which was upright all through this read, but now here it's reversed, okay? So that's being powerless, or feeling powerless, or losing money, power, independence, and finding a way forward anyway. Or this may be not wanting to be single anymore, but finding a way forward, right? To be the workhorse and offer help. When you're feeling powerless, the way to get back in your power, they're saying, is to offer someone help. But the people you help also have to be willing to receive the help. They have to be willing to try to do something for themselves, as opposed to keep coming back to say, fix me. You have to work. You have to try. Otherwise, it doesn't work to help others. And then if someone you help doesn't try to help themselves, it can become abusive to the person trying to help, who's also dealing with things. Okay. So we have the Page of Swords reversed, and then we have the 9 of Swords, and then we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So very much about that immature communications with the Page of Swords reversed, and that could be not a word heard, it could be negative news or messages, and it can be someone who's bipolar or spying or stalking and causing stress or crying, purging through a third party at work, or dissension at work where people aren't getting along, right? Or just, or dealing with negative messages at work, not getting along with people at work. You don't see things the same way, and that may be a calling to leave the job if you have to. If you're being called to leave your 3D job, there may be a reason for that, because you should be doing what you love, what's authentic to you, all right? And this may be deception. This also can represent the new moon coming up on the 31st, okay? A new start, a new job. You may need to leave a situation that's deceptive at work in order to start what is authentic to you. Now a big clump just came out. I'm going to show you the bottom of the deck before I start that. The bottom is the Three of Cups, all right, which is up right now. It was reversed in the read, so that's good. At least people are celebrating and being positive, coming together. Rising above, that can be levitating or not enough sleep as well. And then we have the Devil reverse, which has changed since the read also, because the Devil was upright in the read. So this is detoxing, letting, can become a really chaotic or abusive situation that has to change then, right? When it becomes exponential, that's the quantum leap, the shuttle going out into space. When you have that huge amount of energy propelling you, you have to fall completely and then rise and levitate above in order to come back into your happiness again, all right? There needs to be that complete transformation propelling that, okay? You have to die in order to be reborn and have an opportunity to transform completely. Allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to see all different ways of looking at the same thing in order to transform and be willing to walk past those who don't want to change in order to help yourself to stay positive. Okay. All right. So then we have these four came out together, which is the Three of Wands reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed, and then the Page of Cups is upright. This is about out of the mouths of babes, right when everyone are fighting or having disagreements, the child who says something very wise, right? So they're sovereigns too. They have a lot of love to give. Allow them to give it to you. This is definitely, could definitely be someone looking back at a negative relationship between the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, looking back or going back to a negative situation, and then having someone offer love. So you can, there's contrast here, you see? So you can see the difference in what's abuse and what's love. What are you living with? What do you think you're only worth? This or this? And do you keep wanting to go back or look at the past that puts you back in that same situation of negativity? Or do you want this? Real love. Innocent love. Puppy love. So the puppy love may have been the offer also of the divine feminine to the masculine, which someone may be looking back at now to understand the whole process and what's happened. All right, so then we have these two cards coming up, the Six of Cups reversed, which was reversed in the read, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Again, this came up at the end of the read as well together. So again, it can be the past returning, like it can be a child to come back and help ground their mother. It can also be the mother feeling like they're losing money or ungrounded, or it could be a greedy person as well. But someone also just looking back at negative memories, and that's what ungrounds them again because they're looking back. Okay? Or it can just be someone returning to cheer you up. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Yeah, it's saying that, to be in your knowing. If you pretend not to see, you go to prison. And then you become out of control, which is good, because then that's going to turn the situation again, because that's ego death. When you are exponentially out of control, then you have to get up again. It's like after you cry, it's the reset. Right? If you're pretending not to see and you let yourself go to prison, you allow yourself to get out of control and then reset, get up again. And then these three want to come out together of the, there's four. I thought there was only three, okay. There's four cards there. The Tower reversed, which was reversed in this read. The Leo with their butt sticking out there. And then the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups reversed. So in the aftermath, I can be avoiding trying to be strong as well. Taming your own inner beast, finding inspiration again to disconnect when needed, okay? So it's not about disconnecting from yourself, it's about disconnecting from people who don't resonate with you. And that doesn't have to be a permanent thing, it can just be back and forth. It's about, you know, going to your separate corner, doing your own work, right? Going into the wounding to do shadow work and clearing that stuff before you come back again to try again. That's the cycle. Okay? And sometimes you will feel the abandonment wound again, okay? Especially when you feel rejected by a dysfunctional family, right? Abandonment wounds, they have to do with your family lineage. Sometimes it all comes back again. Okay, but see it for what it is. All right? This is bringing up for me as well, when you have the positive energy and the negative energy. It's about allowing the negative energy to rise to the positive energy, not about you guys letting someone's negative energy pull you down to their level, okay? Just stay in your positive space with your open heart. Just do the best you can in your situations. We obviously can't all help everyone in the world. We're just one person, right? This is why you go within to connect with the collective consciousness, where you can then connect with all. All right, that's the purpose. And your synchronicities, of course, which is your guidance. And most of all, that the journey is about love, okay? In the end, this is what it's all about, guys. Be empowered in abundance, all right? Know who you are. You each have this in you to be abundant and happy, and have a happy ending, just like it said in the read. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Drink your water, get your rest, be joyful, do the best you can, but you always have to love yourself first. Rise and be loved, guys.